Hi, my name is Katrina Brittingham, and I am the owner and founder of Venture Ready LLC. I am also a certified professional resume writer and career coach. I come to you today to speak to you about diversity in the workplace. And I think this is the best time to deal with it with all of the things that are going on and the changes that are going on with our government and just in the workforce in general. How there is a sense of um, how can I put it? Uncomfortable situations in the workplace as a result of the political climate. Now, diversity in the workplace for me, I have dealt with diversity in the workplace since I began my career. Coming out of college, I went to a rather large university at first, Temple University, which has students from all over the world who come to go to school. I did not finish at Temple. I actually finished my degree at a smaller college, which was called Rosemont College. Not that small, but it was smaller than Temple. And it was diversity there because it was a Catholic college. I was not Catholic. And so I interacted with people who were of a different religious background than me, not just social or economical. And so getting to know people and getting to know people on a personal level, I believe helped me when it came to entering the workforce. I had work groups with people who were of a different race, Asian, um, Saudi Arabian, Egyptian, um, Italian, Hispanic, you name it. I've been on work groups with different races and made friends with different races while I was in school, and even after school, they became lifelong friends. I have been on work groups and I've worked with people who were from the higher upper class and, people who came from urban, very, very poor backgrounds, sometimes violent backgrounds even in the upper class. And at the core of it, I've learned that we are all looking for, peace and happiness and looking for someone to love them and to accept them for who they are. That's what we are looking for at the end of the day. And if we remember this and we take this into the workforce, we will find it easier to work with people from different backgrounds. And I've learned, even with speaking to people on the job and working with people on the job, that as we age, as we get married, as we have children, as we get older and our parents get older, and now we have to find a way to figure out how we're going to take care of mommy and daddy now that they're getting older. And we may want them to still be independent, and they may still want to be independent, but they need a little extra help. How do you deal with that? Or how do you deal with a parent who may have gotten to a state where they can't remember things, and so now you have to make sure that they have a lot more help as opposed to a little bit more help. And maybe you have to move them back into your home or make the hard choice to put them into a home, or get nursing assistance for them. And how do you find someone who's going to take care of mommy and daddy the way you would have taken care of mommy and daddy, but maybe might not have the expertise on how to do it. So it's just dealing with people where they are and as people, not as someone as a religious background, not someone as a race. You get so many diverse ideas and so many different um, flavors that help make the company better, make a project better, to resolve an issue maybe in a way that you may not have thought of that would have resolved the situation better, simply because they think a little bit differently. How to have a client that may be of a different race or culture, and understanding them better because there's someone from that race or culture on your work group. We all add some great things to the mix. in companies. And so by looking at those things and not looking at the fact that someone may be wearing a hijab, or looking at the fact that someone may be a different skin color or maybe have an accent, you know, trying to get to understand them, not falling into cliques and groups where they talk about a certain individual or individuals, or, just learning from one another, because we can learn from one another. That helps with diversity. If you're going to be in a company, most companies are global now, and they're going to fly you out places. Some of them will fly you out places into different cultures, into different countries, into different lands. And you need to be able to understand the different cultures and, how they do things, how they interact, how they speak, in order to not offend your clients or customers, or your coworkers that may be on a different continent. So, I just think that it's a good thing to, embrace, someone of a different culture, because we can learn so much about maybe even ourselves, or, you know, learn about how to deal with our parents, our children, just by getting to know that person that's in the cubicle next to you. Not trying to force your beliefs, or your belief system, or your culture, or your perceived culture, upon someone, but getting to know them for who they are. Your companies have Large companies have diversity and inclusion programs. Go to some of those programs. Learn something about a different culture. Learn something about how, different cultures interact with one another, how they interact with you. Because again, at the end of the day, we are all people. We all want to be happy. We all want to, have a loving environment. We all want to have a home. We all want to be able to go on vacation. We all want to be able to make sure that our children are doing well. And so when we focus on those things and not the things that we think that may be different, you would have a better work environment. You would have a easier work environment. And we can't just, throw people away because we think we know how they are, or, we've watched the news and the news has told us that this particular group is just violent, because that's not true. Sometimes you can be in more danger, amongst your own than you are around someone in a different culture sometimes, depending on what's going on. So it just behooves us to really think about these things, to want to get to know people, to want to interact with people, to want to be better, with people, because we need one another. No one is an island. No one can live in this life alone. And it is the differences, as well as the similarities, that makes this world great, that made the internet. If everyone was thinking, well, you wouldn't be watching this video right now because there would be no internet to watch it on. If everyone thought the same, you wouldn't be watching this video because there would be no such thing as a video. Someone had to think differently. Someone had to think outside of the box. And 9 times out of 10, the person who thought of that invention may or may not have been a part of your culture. 9 times out of 10, they probably weren't a part of your culture. They probably weren't born in the USA, or they might not have been born in, you know, South Dakota, if you're from South Dakota. So, it's the differences, and the differences in the way people think and how to solve an issue, that makes this world great, that makes our companies great, that makes innovation be what it is. So let's, get past what we think and what we fear, because a lot of the things that come up when it comes to the negative things that we think of people's cultures are fear that they're going to hurt us, fear that, they're going to change something about something that we wanted to stay the same. So let's just get in there, let's work with each other, and let's just make this world a better place by working together and coming together, and knowing that we, at the core, we are all just human beings, and we are all the same. when it comes down to it, of the things that we want and want to achieve in life. So this is Katrina, and this was this installment of, Career GPS. And I just wanted to take some time to roll that out. Career GPS is the blog that I have. It's also the career and advice section that I have on my website of www.ventureready.net. And, so thank you for coming, and I hope you have a great day.